Wow. Can I say holy? Unbelievable. I haven't seen this sculpture since yesterday at around, well, when we did our walkthrough. I stopped at the one right before this, so I didn't get to view this one yesterday or late in the day. Absolutely amazing. And you know, one of the categories is wow factor, and this is exactly what we're talking about. When we walk up to this piece and go, wow, you know, even as a professional master sculptor myself, we're still amazed at some of the stuff that these people put out. You can see the feature he's working on now. Now it makes sense to me. I had no idea where he was going with this, but this is Icarus Falling, and now they do have their titles on, so yes, it is called The Fall of Icarus. The wing, of course, pulls this whole thing together, and you know, it's just amazing the quality of the work here. Even just that box behind the wing, that had to be carved. That's not how it came out of the form. Every formed block of sand, whatever the shape is, has to be carved in order to be judged. It's just, in other words, you can't use the form as a form. It has to be changed once you take those wooden boxes off. But absolutely amazing. I love it. I haven't taken a walk around the back. Let's go ahead and do that.
Cool.
Okay, we're at the back of Ilya's sculpture. I don't know if I mentioned that this is Ilya from Russia. Even the back, he's taken the time to come around to the back and do some detail. You can see there's a lot of blocking out that does still need to be sculpted. He has about 3 hours left. That's a lot of sand to carve in 3 hours, but I know Ilya and I know his professional work ethic, and he will pull this off. Okay, so this is Deb Cotulla, and she's from Saugus. She's a local gal. This is Deb's, it's only her second solo master competition. She's been carving for some years, but this is her first solo competition. You can see, second. You can see the piece of wood that she has here. She mentioned yesterday that she had a fracture in that top left part of the harp, and she's just get that braced there. They can do that. That's not against the rules, but it will have to come out before judging. You cannot have anything but the sand and water when it comes to the judging. You'll notice that she has a lot of sand that has not been used. That is one of the categories. But I think, you know, Deb, she's just really thrilled to be here. She absolutely loves sculpting, and she's having a great time. Okay, this is Paul Hogarth from England, and Paul has a different concept, a different view on things when he comes to the competition. He says, it's not about winning. I don't care if I win, that's fabulous. If not, I don't care. He's here to please the people. And he did win People's Choice last year with the elephants, and he's hoping he's going to win People's Choice and please the public. But if they just love his sculpture, then he says he has succeeded. You can see he's wetting the regular beach sand around the sculpture so it can present it a little bit more, gives it a different color on the outside. Okay, we're with Zumag from Tacoma, Washington. She has a beautiful piece going on. There's a lot of detail, but like I mentioned with Ilya, this is only 2.5 to 3 hours left in the competition. And she's doing a beautiful piece, but we do, and you know, it's like apples and oranges judging these. It's really sad that we have to judge, but you know, there's got to be a winner, and we do give them criteria because we have to have some type of guidelines in order to judge. One of the categories is the usage of sand. She has used her sand as far as putting it into the pound up, but now she has to carve it and she has to finish the sculpture. That comes into the category of quality of sculpting, you know, whether the whole piece is carved with the quality from the top to the bottom, and doesn't appear that they really rushed in the last 2 hours or so. And we'll go take a look around the back, but she's got a lot of sand to carve. Okay, so we came around the back, and I'm very pleased to see that this is sculpted on the back. I didn't know that. I haven't seen these pieces since yesterday afternoon, and that makes me feel a little bit better in knowing Sue and her professionalism, and she will definitely make a beautiful piece out of it, even though there's a lot of sand to carve, and I'm really happy to come around the back side and see this is all carved.
Good.
Okay, this is Jacob Zumag from the Czech. Republic. And you can also hear in the background, we're getting closer to the music as we get down to the last plots here. This is very pleasing to me, my eye. He's got hard lines, soft lines, smooth, rough. It's very, it just gives your eyes a place to rest, and then you move over to a different area. And the heart, I love, it's done beautifully. Nice and smooth and clean. The name of this one is called The Beat. You can see the two figures and the heartbeat. Very nice. We're going to go around and see what's going on the backside. Okay, on the backside of Kubus' piece, you can see he's piled up a lot of sand that he piled it where he needs it, and he will be sculpting that into something. You can look at this, and he has practically, other than those two piles that haven't been carved yet, he has used, 99, I'd say 98% of his sand. All right, we are with Rachel Stubbs from England, and this is her first time in the competition, and wow, is she putting on a show. This is beautiful. The detail is amazing, and they're exhausted at this point of the competition. They've been doing this is their fourth day, and being down on your hands and knees like that, doing the groundwork, that is so appreciated when it comes to the judging, how clean it is, and that she's taking the time to carve all her sand. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful piece. I love it. Okay, this is Pavel Milnikov from Russia. Beautiful, beautiful piece. I was wondering if he was going to be cutting through there in the middle, and he is. He's definitely achieved that. You can also look at this and see the block forms, shapes rather, like it's being carved out of a block of marble. He has to carve that. That's not like, I mentioned with Ilya's piece, the same thing is that every surface has to be carved. And that does take time. He looks like he's pretty good on track to finishing. We're going to go take a walk around the backside, or the other side. Okay, we came around to walked around Pavel's piece, and you can see he's working on exactly what I was talking about. On the other side was the stone. He's making it look like it's carved out of a piece of marble. And look at just the tiny little tool. He has to do the whole sculpture. At some point, the finishing all has to be done with that little tiny tool. I have to also point out how Pavel has been carving down here in plot number 15 for 4 days, and the music is great for the spectators, but at some point it does get to the sculptors that they can't concentrate as much as they would love to. I think he's probably at this point wishing he had some sound cancellation earphones with him.